Hey guys, so we're looking at a video called Wacky War Tactics in a Nutshell by a YouTuber known as BlueJay. And we've never watched this YouTuber on this channel before, and not even in my own free time have I looked into this guy. So this is definitely a new experience, a new guy, new historical YouTuber to learn from, which is pretty exciting overall. And yeah, I'm really excited to get into this because for those of you who might be new, I watch a lot of war videos from kings and generals and stuff. I'm a nerd, quite frankly. Even before I made this YouTube channel, I've always kind of been a nerd for like war and like battle tactics and strategy. So this YouTube channel has just been an excuse for me to do that, and I guess for people to watch me do that, you know. But yeah, overall, and I always do enjoy learning about some unhinged battle tactics. So I'm really excited for this video, so I probably shouldn't delay anymore. The link to this video is down in the description down below. It's always the first link. I always make sure to do that. And if you enjoy my content and my commentary and you want to help support me and my channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help my small but humble channel grow, and I would appreciate it very much. With that said, without any further ado, let's get to it, shall we? Let's watch Wacky War Tactics in a Nutshell by BlueJay. It is BlueJay, right? Okay, good.
When it comes to expressing one's creativity, people often pursue activities like drawing or writing, or a lackluster combination of the two. But those of us with a more chaotic alignment express ourselves in other ways. Jimmy, why don't you draw me your favorite thing you did this summer? By catapulting corpses into the besieged city walls, not only would we be disposing of our dead, but we'd be spreading fear and disease amongst the enemy's ranks at the same time. Two birds with one stone, mother!
Heck yeah.
You need to stop spending time with the neighbor boy. As Dieter F. Uchtdorf once said, the desire to create is one of the deepest yearnings of the human soul. And so is murder. So while humans have been battling for thousands of years, it's only natural that we've also sought more unique ways of getting those dubs. So today, we're going to explore some of my favorite military tactics used in history.
Heck yeah, hit me with it, BlueJay.
The SMS Cap Trafalgar was a German civilian ocean liner that was repurposed into a warship for World War I. Converting ocean liners to troop transport or medical ships was common, but fitting them for war was kind of like giving a kid a gun. Sure, a child soldier can produce the same stopping power as your average GI, but let's just say Rambo would have been a much shorter movie if he was mowing down toddlers instead of Burmese soldiers. The Cap Trafalgar was tasked with taking on British merchant ships off the coast of South America, and to do this, they came up with a unique strategy. Using some newspaper pictures they found, they disguised their ship as the British ocean liner, the RMS Carmania, and used the ruse to sneak up on merchant vessels. The newly disguised Cap Trafalgar set off on its first voyage, feeling all cheeky, and soon encountered its first victim. Well, this is awkward. Dialing the clock back a few hundred years, we have the probably fictitious, but I'm still going to include it because fuck it story of the town of Rothenburg ob der Tauber in Germany. During the 30 Years' War, the Catholic Army wanted to destroy the town because they resisted the church. We have come in the name of God. You are now saved. The town council attempted to change the Count of Tilly's
I'm not used to this new layout. Okay. Yeah, that's basically every religious war in a nutshell that we've covered, right? We come in the name of God while butchering entire towns and stuff. It's insane. Yeah, so there are some things that have been mentioned already. Like, I've heard, like, you know, like, catapulting the dead and diseased into, like, cities or towns. Isn't that a war crime nowadays? Like, the Geneva Convention? Also disguising yourselves as the enemy, I think, kind of like when Hannibal Barca did that in Cannae, like he disguised some of his troops. I could be wrong, but like I've heard that those are probably like considered war crimes and probably not against like the Geneva stuff. It's kind of fun. I always found it funny we made rules in war. We're like, yeah, we can be as like awful and as brutal as we want, but we need rules for this. I don't think some people just discard them, but you know, I don't know. I always found that kind of a funny idea.
a gift of local wine, 3¼ liters worth. The count declared that if anyone could drink the lot of it in one sitting, he would spare the town. So the councilman gave it to their mayor, who proceeded to abuse his liver more than an Olympic gymnastics team. By God, you've done it! You've saved the town! I did what now? As we have all learned from the renowned American philosopher, Bob the Builder, having the right tools can fix any problem. Leaky faucet? Have a wrench handy. Clogged toilet? Use a plunger. Will to live? And of course, nothing quite solves the problem of pesky British shipping like a German U-boat. These tin cans of death were responsible for the sinking of 10 million tons of shipping over the course of World War I, with the most successful commanders holding records to this day. But the British were like, "We're also then," and decided to come up with a plan to counter these sneaky little buggers. And boy, did they have some ideas. Okay, welcome team. As you all know, you have been gathered here today due to your outstanding military expertise to address the pressing issue of German U-boat operation throughout the open blue. These Kraut underwater vehicles have been terrorizing our supply lines for too long, and the Crown will have none of it. Now, gentlemen, let's hear some of your ideas, and remember, there are no stupid answers. How about we have men go out on boats, and when they see a periscope, one throws a bag over it while the other hammers it as hard as they can? I say we send Britain's finest swimmers with sharp hammers to whale away at the U-boats and send them to the depths. Why don't we use our birds and sea lions? More specifically, train them to chase periscopes and identify U-boats. Shit on the periscopes. Train seagulls to shit on the periscopes and force them to surface. Let's just fucking paint the ocean. Just all of it. So when the periscope comes up, it's blinded by the paint. I stand corrected. You may think I'm joking, but they actually went through with some of these plans. Radios were well developed.
Honestly, some of the most wild things in war, like, kind of start off sounding a little unhinged. Kind of like, I think of like the Siege of Alesia, where like Julius Caesar's brilliant plan was to just build a wall around the city instant to build another wall around himself. Like, you know, but like sometimes some of the most like out of the pocket plans, if they work, can be genius. And then there are other times where they could fail, and it's, yeah.
By the time World War II came around, but Germans had the annoying habit of listening into Allied transmissions. Hey, can you guys, like, stop listening into our transmissions, please? Or we'll have to take action. Oh yeah? You and what pigeons? Allies turned to the tried but true method of using homing pigeons to help deliver sensitive material. The plan was to parachute the pigeons into France, with instructions for the locals on how to use them to deliver intel across the English Channel. And if you're wondering how exactly one goes about parachuting pigeons into a war zone, what are you, stupid? The answer is lingerie. Or more specifically, the lingerie company Maidenform. That's right, the Allies hired a lingerie company to spice up their production, shifting from making corsets and bras to pigeon parachutes and vests. Unfortunately, this tactic led to many deaths, as pigeons that landed unseen by locals would be trapped in a straitjacket of sexy pigeon lingerie. So another method was devised, where this time, pigeons would be
That is so unhinged. I love that. We're gonna give pigeons lingerie. I'm sorry, that's actually amazing. War never changes, and I kind of like some aspects of its unchanging nature. At least like when people do crap like this.
strapped to the chest of a paratrooper and were kept alive by the power of friendship. When the supply of pigeon corsets ran out, paratroopers would just stuff the little guys in their socks, cutting a hole for them to peek their heads out of. Cut a few more for the wings and boom, you got yourself some flying shoes. Compared to the rest of these stories, this strategy was by far the most effective, with an estimated 95% message delivery rate due to homing pigeons' uncanny knack for finding their way home.
That's amazing, actually, that it worked. I'm telling you guys, sometimes if you can have a really out of the insane plan, but if it works, you're a genius. Like that's kind of what separates something from absurd to genius, I suppose. But that's amazing. I think that's really cool that even worked.
Not so much BlueJays though. But you can prove them wrong any day now, Dad. So, in conclusion, while military masterminds have devised some of history's most effective strategies, such as the Greek Trojan horse or the Soviet defense of Stalingrad, you should hide your pet from the next RTC kid you come across, because it's only a matter of time before Frederick II straps a bra on your Siberian Husky and ships him off to Afghanistan. 7 out of 10 stars.
Alright, that was funny. I really enjoyed that video. I think he has like 2 more, so I'll definitely be checking them out in the next 2 days. So overall, yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. And like I said, I just love learning about battle tactics and war, especially when people just think of out of the out of the box stuff that sounds incredibly insane, but when it works, it makes it even awesomer. So, yeah, he has 2 more of these as of the time of this recording, so I'm definitely gonna check them out. We'll be back with BlueJay tomorrow and the day after. Bye, everyone.